Charles Malone, what are your feelings about tonight's event?
Danny, you know, it's an inspirational evening. You know, that's all I can say. I mean, we've been researching the background of all these folks, the work they do, and when you really come to an event like this and it all kind of comes together and it all sinks in, you know, it just energizes you to go do it again, frankly. I mean, there's people we were talking to after the event saying, you know, hey, you know, that's really great. How can I do something? And that's really why we put this thing together. You know, it's just to recognize these people and then to hopefully inspire others.
Well, the question here is, all we hear about mostly is bad news. We hear negativity. We hear things that are wrong. Tonight we heard an entire evening of things that were right. And I find a commonality there. They're doing it because it makes them feel good.
Exactly, Danny. You know, and you know, in the media world, you know, it's bad, bad, bad. But you know, it's so nice to hear good, good, good. And like you said, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital volunteers, the people with the horse program, Harmony Farms, they all say this is the most fun they have in what they do all year. You know, whether it be a doctor going to Peru to help, you know, crippled kids, whether it be, you know, the person with a thrift shop in Palm Bay, they enjoy this so much and they get this euphoria from doing it. So it's catching. We're feeling it too by telling these stories.
So we're going to do this again next year.
Yeah, we're already working on next year. We can't thank you enough for coming out as well, Danny. You really added a new element to it, so thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are back at the Central Florida Humanitarian Awards, of course hosted by Space Coast Medicine and Active Living and SpaceCoastDaily.com. I'm here with our managing editor, Mr. Ed Pierce, and you know, we just got done with this very, very compelling program. And you know, Ed, I want to get your impressions there. Of course, you know, you're in charge of all that great content, and I want to thank you personally for the outstanding job that you do for Maverick Multimedia and all of our various multimedia products. You know, why don't you tell people a little bit about gathering that information and you know, how compelling it is.
It's Tom. It's not an easy task to tell all these people, wonderful people's stories. In some instances, this year in particular, we went right up till the deadline trying to collect that material. Some of the people, like Dr. Sprawls, is so busy. I mean, he works like 80 hours a week to try to find time to actually engage him in a conversation. And he actually called me at 9:30 at night the day before the deadline to crank it out. So what I did is I gathered all that material, and first thing about 6 o'clock the following morning, I put it all together so we could make the deadline. It's always heartwarming for me to be able to tell these stories really of redemption of a lot of these people who have overcome adversity in their own personal lives to go on to help other people. And I'm just fortunate to be able to tell their stories, and that people like what we do. And as I told Denny Lamardo tonight, who was one of the recipients of the Central Florida Humanitarian Award for her work with homeless veterans, I believe that, you know, she's not a person that seeks recognition, as I'm sure a lot of these people don't seek out recognition for the good deeds that they do for other people. They do it because they want to help other people. And I kind of, you know, consider that the people who stage events like these and work on magazine stories are actually helping to bring recognition to these people's causes. And that's what's truly important for an event like this, is to raise awareness of the individual organizations and the fine work on behalf of the less fortunate that is being done by these wonderful humanitarians.
Yes, indeed. One thing they have all in common, Ed, is they do it because, you know, not for self-recognition, but they do it because it's the right thing. Thanks very much for managing our stable of absolute A-plus talent. You're doing an outstanding job, and we're very appreciative, as all of the humanitarian recipients are tonight. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
Congratulations to all our award winners tonight, and thank you for all that you do for our community. And a big thanks also to SpaceCoastDaily.com and SpaceCoastMedicine.com. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next year.